A lot of games revolve around luck, like Hearthstone, the idea of trying to do your best with the cards you got. The same goes for Battle Royale games when it comes to loot. You drop down and pick up whatever loot you can find, then you try to do your best with what you got. It adds a huge variety to your engagements, and this random luck aspect is one of the main reasons why Battle Royale games are so fun. However, it doesn't make much sense in a competitive rank setting, like in Apex. In ranked mode, since you will be facing with opponents with similar skill level, the loot actually affects the outcome a lot. In ranked mode, losing a fight because you got unlucky with your starting loot is just frustrating, and doesn't add any value to the game. There is no counterplay except running away. Same goes for winning a fight by having superior loot.
That's just what I don't like. I don't like that I won those fights simply because I had better loot. You know? I hate it. I hate when so many fights are just determined by loot, and I know that's BRs, but fuck, man.
So in this video, I'm gonna suggest 2 new mechanics in an attempt to balance the loot, so we don't have to rely on RNGs too much. Let's begin. VU, opinions ahead, opinion warning. So imagine this. 2 players from different squads drop down and each enter a house. One finds a level 2 armor and an R99 with extended mag. The other player finds a bunch of random crap. Now this situation might seem extreme, but I can assure you it happens a lot more than it should. So the unlucky player now is forced to run away. It's boring, it's frustrating, it's unfair. How do we fix it? We fix it with guaranteed weapon spawns and armor. By having guaranteed weapon and armor spawn for each building, players will always get a fighting chance. We can also take this further by having set locations for specific loot inside the buildings. For example, instead of having random loot on the ground, this spot for weapons, this corner for armor, this spot for backpacks, and this spot for healing items, etc. This also increases the skill ceiling, which is always a good thing. Players who memorize the spots can directly go to the spot of the item they need. For example, if they are just looking for a backpack, they can just check the backpack spots instead of the whole building, which saves them time and also cuts the downtime between fights. It also benefits players who have a favorite drop location because they would already memorize all the loot spots. So, set spots for loot is my first suggestion. Now for the second mechanic. Imagine this. Your squad lands on runoff, but you got unlucky and got crappy loot. So you want to avoid fighting because you're under-geared, and you decide to loot more. So you go to airbase, it's already looted. You go to the town, it's already looted. You go to the bunker, it's already fucking looted. And when you're eventually forced to fight, you're probably gonna lose because you're under-geared. How do we fix this problem? Well, my solution for this problem is a bit complicated. So first we divide all the loot by 2, as in lower and higher tier. Then we take all the higher tier loot from the map and put them in supply bins. And then we lock the supply bins until the end of round 1. I know it sounds a little weird, but let me explain. So I prepared this chart to show what I mean. On the left we have lower tier ground loot, which is all the white and blue items in the game, including weapon attachments and sights, grenades and healing items. And on the right we have the higher tier supply bin loot, which will be available at the end of round 1, which is about 7 minutes after the game starts. And the supply bins will contain all the purple and gold items, including all the hop-ups, phoenix kits and strong weapons like Wingman, R99, longbow and devotion. This system achieves 2 things. First, it makes the early fights more balanced because you will never face opponents with level 3 armor and higher tier weapons like Wingman or devotion. It also makes the early game fights interesting since everyone will be using crappy weapons. There's gonna be a different meta for the early game. Secondly, when the supply bins get unlocked at the end of round 1, it will make already looted locations lootable again, and give everyone a chance to prepare for late game fights by enabling higher tier loot, therefore balancing the late game fights as well. Lastly, I believe loot ticks should still give higher tier loot, even in the early game, just to spice things up. So these are my 2 new mechanic suggestions to balance the loot in Apex. Guaranteed weapon and armor spawn for each building, and the higher tier loot in supply bins mechanic. Do you think they are fun? Do you think they add value to the game? Do you think they make the game more competitive? Let me know in the comments. That is all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.